Hey everybody, welcome back. I want to do something different. As you can see, the layout and everything is different. My name is Zmashed. Welcome to Zmashed Industries. I would like to provide a little bit more value. I started reading some books, and the first one is from Cal Newport, Deep Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. I tend to go all over the place. As you might have seen, I've done more than half of a year of gaming streams, and I might have worked for 6 months, but it spanned across like a year or so. And it was fairly frequent, but in the end, I didn't have the results that I really wanted, and I feel inside that I've reached some sort of burnout. So, I'm hoping that with the help of some of these books, I'm gonna try and improve myself and possibly save you guys a lot of time and provide the stuff that I found useful in the book. So, the best thing that I got out of this book, 4 ways of focusing. The first one is the monastic philosophy, which I'll go into in a second. The second one is the bimodal philosophy. The third one is the rhythmic philosophy, and the fourth one is the journalistic philosophy. Okay. So let's go into each one of these. The monastic philosophy is basically you do one thing and you do it exceptionally well with no distractions whatsoever. So if for this week I want to learn to play the drums, this week I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to wash dishes, I'm not going to go to work in an ideal world, and I'm not going to do anything else except learn to play the drums. So in this 1 week, like I said, no one's gonna distract me, and I'm gonna cut myself off from technology and everything. The bimodal philosophy is basically select chunks of hours in a day where you're gonna apply the monastic method. So during those hours in a day, you will not be distracted whatsoever. So similar to the monastic thing, you don't go for like days at a time. You have like, I don't know, from 10 to 4, you're invisible to the world. I see this as something that I could make a lot of use of, but I'm not entirely sure if it's the perfect fit for me. Because I am a little bit chaotic in my brain, and I tend to lose focus quite quickly if I'm in the wrong environment, but at the same time, sort of the other face of the coin, I focus so much that if you're next to me and you talk to me, I'm just gonna ignore you. So yeah, it works. It's a blessing in disguise. Alright, the rhythmic philosophy, as you might have guessed, is to generate a rhythm of work stretches every day. Again, similar to the bimodal thing, but you don't do it sort of for I don't know, 10 to 4. You basically have a task that you need to do every day. This is like the chain method. If you don't know it, the chain method is basically you get a calendar, and every day is like a square. So if today I want to read, which is I'm applying this method right now. If I want to read, I'm just gonna put an X on today's box. Tomorrow I put another and another and another, and basically my goal then becomes to not break this chain of X's, and it starts to motivate you and basically keep you disciplined to not break that chain. Obviously life gets in the way, and it's always sort of a good idea to not be super strict with this, because like I said, life gets in the way. You gotta be in places you haven't planned for, etc. Blah blah blah. So with the rhythmic philosophy, you set a clear goal, which is what I'm doing right now. Read every day. In this way, I managed to already finish this book, and I'm on the second one, which we'll eventually get to as well. Right, number 4, the journalistic philosophy is basically do it whenever you get a second. The example in the book was about a father, and he had a full-time job as well. So if you find a way and your brain is working this way, it's an impressive thing. I think the most sort of valued type of focus is the monastic one, because you can isolate yourself for excellence. In today's world, the book was saying as well, value and deep work is becoming rarer and rarer, and shallow work like sending emails and doing little tasks that are repeatable and replicatable, they will be taken by robots at some point and stuff like that. So deep work and knowledge work and thinking and stuff like that becomes more and more valuable and is more and more rewarded. So like I was saying, I feel like I'm getting a lot dumber, and I wanna change that, because I don't feel too good, and I feel like I'm in a heavily distracted environment and world. I'm kind of scrambling my brains around to decide what the next step in life is. So not to go too deep into this, I've tried a gaming avenue, and I built a decent audience, and I've got a bunch of you guys that are absolutely amazing, and I'm having a great time with, and we have a good laugh every now and then. Yeah, to get back on track, I've only read one book this year, and I found just these 4 things out of a whole book that I think I'm gonna take with me going forward. So hopefully, if you found this useful, you can find a way of using this information. Another thing that the author is sort of suggesting you try is sort of to understand that these 4 types is not necessarily a mix and match, but if you try one and it doesn't work, don't keep forcing that one, because we all have like a predefined version of our brain's capability of focusing, from what I gathered from the book. So I believe I'm into the rhythmic philosophy mostly. I mean, nothing is really absolute. The rhythmic and the bimodal one, I love them both. My mistake is I always, even though I know I work best in those two, I'm always doing it the journalistic way. And before I go, one more amazing thing is, let's say you have the rhythmic philosophy, and from 5 in the morning till 7 you do your thing, whatever that may be. Then you go to work. It's really important to know when to cut off from work and spend a little bit of time with yourself. That can be interpreted whatever you choose to do. It's up to you. No, spend it with family, whatever. Okay. It's basically important to set some time aside for those. So going forward, I'm gonna try and create a little bit more of this kind of content. I'm gonna find ways of making it a little more entertaining and more structured. I kind of went off a few little notes that I wrote down here. I might make better scripts and stuff like that. Expect an improvement in this sort of region of Zmashed Industries. I'm not gonna set my foot down and say this is definitely the path forward, but it's something that I want to try, combine with potentially still gaming, but I'm gonna put that on the back burner for now, because we've got some creative side coming, as in sculptures, and we're this close to finishing up something big. Okay, on that note, everybody, peace out, and see you soon.